In this episode of Mighty Car Mods, we get our recently nitrous Honda S2000 and throw it on the dyno. Welcome to another episode of Mighty Car Mods, proudly supported by Just Car Insurance. Now, last time you saw us, we were down at Ichiban installing the NOS system with Scott. There he is, owner and master of all things Ichiban, where of course Mechanical Stick works also. And today we're down at Haltech to do a tune and see how much power we're going to get from the NOS. And then these guys can give me the thumbs up and say, yes, you will be able to destroy Marty's MX-5 down the track. Now, Marty, of course, is not around today. He's off having a special party with his MX-5 friends. So it's just us today, and I do believe, Scotty, that you are confident that we're going to be able to chop some MX-5s.
This is the MX-5 Beater right here.
The MX-5 chopping machine, so let's do this. The Honda S2000 is already an awesome car making some solid power, but as always we want more, and we're hoping our installation of nitrous will send it to the outer stratosphere.
Well, they're just testing the solenoids to make sure they're working, so we've got the earth, so we're just applying a power to them. So that's the NOS one, and that's the fuel one. So now we've got to do is switch it and run it up and see what it does.
That's awesome. And the answer is yes, it will fit on your Honda. There's a number of different ways of triggering the nitrous, including via an aftermarket ECU at a certain RPM or a switch under the accelerator. But we're wiring up a simple press button so we can activate it manually from inside the cabin. We've also made a decision in the name of science and discovery to run our system on the stock ECU to see what happens. Okay, so this is where we're at. The NOS system is all plumbed in, and now we're going to try and run it on the stock ECU, which has a couple of benefits. Mostly of which today is time, and we're really interested to see what happens when we run this system with everything else set up exactly as it is. Now we're going to be running a 50 shot, and hopefully the car doesn't explode today, because if it doesn't explode, it means we're going to be chopping MX-5s. So we've got a switch inside the cabin. When we get to the drags, we've got to put a blue LED, and there's some other kind of things that we need to do to make sure it's all legit. But for now, we've just got a switch that we can press it, Too Soon Junior style. We're going to do the first run now and see what happens. Oh, we're armed.
So we're 900 PSI, so we're ready to go. So
here you go.
Open it right up.
I'd suggest some safety goggles and a helmet.
Let's see what happens.
The number to beat is 132.5 kilowatts at the wheels. This is the car totally stock except for a cold air intake.
We'll start enabling it higher in the RPM so it's actually making power and it can cop it, and then we'll start bringing it down lower and lower.
I'm very excited because to combine VTEC and NOS together is like a beautiful intergalactic dream where one is riding on a unicorn through fields of VTEC power. And I'm just only a little bit scared that the car's going to blow because I'm kind of ready to go chop this MX-5, and if it does blow, then we're going to be back to the workshop. Ichiban said they do have a half cut, so it probably could be fixed, but what I'm hoping we actually see is just a big power level so we can finally chop this MX-5, which might, quieten Marty down just, for a few minutes. So I'm excited and nervous, but either way, it's going to be an interesting journey. Before we do some power runs, we're going to make sure the system's working. To give you an indication of the instant power, we're holding the car at 70 kilometers an hour and then triggering the nitrous. Check out how the car responds on the dyno. Everything's working, and we get the nod from Tuning Fork, so it's time for a power run. On our first run, we've increased power by almost 30 kilowatts at the wheels. On our first run, we've gone from 132 kilowatts to 160.2. The boys from Haltech, look, we've got a bit of a crowd here. Nos and VTEC, let's hear it. Yeah, that's right. Yes. Someone likes the car at last.
Unicorn power.
Unicorn power. That is
Unicorn power.
unbelievable.
Well, let's see if we can get a bit more.
More. Do you boys want more?
Yeah, let's wind it up. Wind it up. Oh yeah, come on, Sonny, you can do more.
More. I'm just in a state of shock.
So at the moment, AFR's 10.3, which is
So running rich.
running very rich. So we're just going to put a smaller fuel jet in, just try and bring it back to about 11.5, 12.0, and hopefully that should pick up a little bit more power. So
Wow.
change the jet and we'll see what we come up with.
Unbelievable. My
That happy.
mouth doesn't work.
That will actually go really good now.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Look, there's someone up here in the window checking it. So everyone is just like, oh my gosh, there's a Honda with NOS. Everyone's very pumped. These guys are just loving it. Pants are coming down, and there's smiles on everyone.
With MX-5s.
No, not at all. I mean, I've never seen. Have you ever seen? Let's get straight to it. Have you ever seen an MX-5 on the dyno with every staff member pressed against the windows, staring to see what's happening? Have you ever seen that?
Not this many people standing around.
No.
So what are we going to do? Are we going to?
I need to lie down.
If we lean it out a little bit, we'll pick up some power. Are we going to start changing the other jet as well?
So the AFRs are still very rich.
Okay.
We've got an option to go one size bigger on the gas jet,
Yeah.
which usually equates to about 25 horsepower.
Okay.
So it's entirely your call on what we do next.
You know, I mean, I got to keep my eye on the prize. And while I would normally be hunting some more figures, all I've got to do is chop an MX-5. That's it. I mean, that is the ultimate goal here. It's not about becoming Dyno Queen, Honda Unicorn, Master of the Universe. So, I reckon because the car hasn't blown and it's working and making considerable power, I reckon we just lock and load. Take it to the track like this, and you know what? If we do a few runs and go, it's not happening, come back, add some more power, do whatever. But I think for now, I'm feeling good about this. What are you thinking, Tuning Fork?
Well, just from leaning off the fuel then on the jets, the air fuel ratio, see how it is pinned at 10.0, which is actually off the bottom of the sensor.
Yeah.
So going back that one jet size, it's just starting to hover around 10.2 as an air to fuel ratio. So it's still incredibly rich. It would be safe to run like that.
What do you think we should do?
If it was my Honda,
Yes.
it'd be a Mitsubishi.
Oh.
No, that's not actually. If it was my Honda, I'd probably put more gas in it to bring the air fuel ratio back up to a more reasonable number.
So we go. Should we just do it? Should we just commit to it? Should we just?
At the end of the day, it's 5 minutes. We'll put the jet in, we'll spin it up, and see what happens.
Oh, all right, I'm swayed. We're going to do it. We're going for more power.
Now we've gone to a bigger gas jet just to try and bring the AFRs to a cleaner, safer level. They're a bit rich at the moment, which we're not real happy about.
And so we've gone from a 50 to a 75, is that right?
Correct, yes. So, but we're only going to make power as a byproduct. We're only doing this to try and adjust the AFRs. So
Yeah, because at the moment, because it's running so rich, Tuning Fork, the idea is now like, let's not make some more power, but we need the car to actually run cleaner, and the only way to do that with our setup is to make more power. Am I hearing this correctly? We're going to be making more power, and the car's going to be running better.
We've got plenty of fuel going in, not enough air at the moment.
Yeah.
So we can't exactly just get more air in, but we can definitely get more nitrous in.
I love you guys.
Don't worry. It'll be fine.
Yeah, it's great. And look, if something blows up, I got my choice today between a Genesis, a Lotus. Is that 400 kilowatt Evo at the wheels?
Evo, yeah, that's right.
That's right. A DeLorean. I've got a jet ski.
While we're changing the jet, Miles from the Mighty Car Mods forum has come down to help out. He's wiring in a master switch with a blue LED, and we're doing a temporary button install on the gear knob. Okay, time for another run. cracked 173 kilowatts and we're doing one more run. We've got 175.8 kilowatts at the wheels and I'm totally stoked.
That's incredible.
That's awesome.
I'm just going to say everybody do the Unicorn. So this is stock with the cold air intake. That's with the 75 shot. Almost. It's just.
But the amazing thing is, not only do you get your power here, you're picking up the whole bend, the whole way.
And so down here, like we've gone from 60 to 105 down low.
Yep. So you've picked up 40.
We've picked up 45 kilowatts down the bottom.
Yep. Can you guess where it turns on?
Yeah, right. Oh, so this is when the button's pressed right here.
Right there.
And then
Right there.
bang. Unbelievable.
And it just climbs and holds all the way. And you don't have to rev it as hard because we're making oodles of power.
And now that we've just added a bit more gas into it, the air-fuel ratios actually come into a usable range. It's come into the sensor.
I think he's going to need some tyres.
I'm so happy with the result, and now there's only one thing left to do. Next time on Mighty Car Mods.